When you sell products and services online, one of the common issues that you may have faced is that your users, they mistype their email. So they type it incorrectly on the checkout. And this is becoming a very common problem because more and more users are placing orders on their mobile devices. So typos in the email is a common issue. And as a result, they do not receive any of your product-related emails. They do not receive your welcome email. They do not receive their login credentials. Obviously, it results in a bad customer experience and users get frustrated and some end up asking for a refund or canceling their subscription. Sure, you can have them reconfirm their email on the checkout, but then that's not a good customer experience because you're adding one more step for them to complete purchase. You're adding more hurdles in their way to place their orders, right? And that's not what you want to do because it will definitely affect your conversion rate. Hello there, my name is Veena Prashant. I'm the creator of SmartPayCart.com, fondly known as SPC. SPC is a shopping cart plugin for WordPress. Today, I'm thrilled to let you know that we have released an amazing solution for this problem, and the solution is part of the latest SPC release, SPC version 4.7. And also, we have implemented this feature in such a way that it will not impact your conversions because SPC connects with an external service to figure out if the email is valid or not. And this check happens in the background. SPC connects to this external platform and checks it in the background. So by the time your users complete filling out the checkout and click on place your order, the check to see if the email is correct or not is already complete because it happens in the background. And so SPC will let the users know if the email that they entered is incorrect. In that case, they'll have to fix the email. But that's it. Otherwise, your users won't even know this is happening. They do not have to re-enter their email to confirm it. So it will not affect your checkout conversion. And because it happens in the background, it will also not affect the checkout processing time, right? So order processing time is not impacted by this because it happens in the background. So the main reason we added this feature is obviously because we want to eliminate situations where your users get frustrated because they make the purchase, don't realize that they entered an incorrect email or there was a typo in their email, and they complete the purchase and they are expecting a welcome email or their login credentials or a getting started email from you, and they get nothing because they entered an incorrect email. And so that was the main reason we did this. But the way we have done it is we have also made it cost effective for you because SPC needs to integrate with a third-party email verification service to do this. There are several email verification services that are available, and we looked into several different types of services. And many of these external services, they have a free tier, they have a free plan, but the free tier that they have is pretty limited because there is a limit in terms of the number of calls, number of checks that you can make per day or per month. And if you want more than that, you'll have to purchase their paid plan. The best service that we found was one called QuickEmailVerification.com. It's an amazing real-time email verification service. It has amazing stats. And the cool thing is you get about 100 credits each day. So it can be used for 100 email checks. So if you're processing less than 100 orders per day, then you don't need to purchase their paid plan. But if you are processing more than 100 orders each day, then you may want to consider signing up for their paid plan, which might cost you about $5 a month or something like that. You can go to QuickEmailVerification.com and you will find all the details there. But what I recommend is just sign up for their free plan. It will give you an API key. Take that, put that in SPC, use it, see how it works. And the cool thing that SPC does is once it figures out that the limit has reached for the day, it will no longer make the call, right? So it knows what the limit is. So it will make the calls until it gets a notification from Quick Email Verification that the limit has been reached. So in that case, it will stop making the call for that day. Next day, you're going to get fresh 100 credits. So again, SPC can start making those calls, right? But you can increase that limit. That's completely up to you. You can sign up for their paid plan or you can purchase credits in bulk if you want to increase that limit. That's up to you. All right, so now let me take you behind the scenes to show you step by step how you can enable email verification in your SPC checkout. So first thing you need to do is go to QuickEmailVerification.com and there's sign up. So sign up for a free account. So click on sign up. And you can see here, you can sign up for a free account here. So when you start with a free account, you get 100 free credits. So this SPC can use to make email verification calls. All right, so it resets every day. So if you have used 90, for example, The next day you get another 100, but you can't carry over. So if you had 10 left from the previous day, it cannot be carried over to the next day. They also have a dashboard where you can see how many you have used already. So it's pretty cool. I'll show you how it looks in a little bit. But first thing you need to do is create your account. And once you confirm it, then you can log in. So now I have already created an account. So I'm going to log in and show you what it looks like in the dashboard. All right, so I have logged in here. So when you log in initially, you will see that you have 100 credits and the credits are reset every day. And verified till now is 0 because I have not yet verified any email for today. So which is why it's saying 0 here. So as you start using SPC and you automate the whole email verification through SPC, SPC is going to send all user email verification requests through APIs to quickemailverification.com. And so you will see this number increase. So you will see how many emails were verified. You will find that number here. All right. So if you go to API settings, here you can see it says add API key. So that's what you need, and you need to insert this in SPC. So here you can give it any name you want. So let's call it email verification. All right, so this is the key, and it does not show you what the key is, but it will send it to you in an email. So you can click on this and have it send you the key in an email. So it says API key is sent to your registered email address. So you can get the key from there, and then you need to insert that in the SPC settings page. I'll show you that in a bit. And then a few things about how this works, how the email verification works. So when SPC makes an API call to Quick Email Verification Service to find out if an email is valid or not, it gets back the result, basically one of these 3 responses. It could be valid, invalid, or unknown. Valid obviously means it's a valid email address, meaning the receiving mail server accepts the email address. So it gets back to us with a valid response. And if the email address is invalid, meaning if that email account does not exist on the mail server, and in that case, SPC will show the user a message, this is not a valid email address, please check your email address. And that message is customizable in the SPC backend. And sometimes SPC will get back an unknown response. So unknown means sometimes the receiving mail server, it's really slow to respond or it does not respond. So in that case, the email address is marked as unknown. So sometimes an email address might be valid, but because the email server does not respond back, so there is no way for Quick Email Verification to know for sure if it's a valid email or not. So in that case, it sends back an unknown response. So the problem with unknown is that this can take a long time. So sometimes it can take up to a minute for Quick Email Verification to respond back to SPC, because when Quick Email Verification makes a call to the mail server to verify if the email is valid, the mail server does not respond back to Quick Email Verification in a timely manner. Now, obviously, if we end up waiting for a long time, it's going to affect the customer experience because they'll be waiting on the checkout. And when they click on place your order, SPC will recognize email has not yet been verified. So it will make the customer wait when they click on place your order. So obviously you don't want that, right? Because you don't want to slow down the process of processing their order, right? You don't want it to be slow. So what we have done in SPC is we have added a timeout. So if you go to SPC settings page, you will now find a timer that you can set to say if the call to email verification takes over, for example, 3 seconds, that's the default setting. So if it takes over 3 seconds, SPC will automatically time out the call and it will let the customer proceed as if they entered a valid email, because there's no point in waiting since it's going to take a long time for those calls to return back. Because most of the good calls, valid calls, it doesn't usually take more than 1 second. So that's why what we have done is implemented this timeout. So again, remember that sometimes users may still end up with an invalid email. That's just because the email server didn't respond in a timely manner. The case will be rare. It won't happen too often, but just be aware that even though we have implemented this, it's not going to be 100% accurate, because in some cases we'll time out the call just so it doesn't affect your customer experience. So if it's an invalid email response, in that case, SPC will stop the user and have them update their email address before they can proceed. But if it's valid or unknown, it's the same case, they are allowed to proceed, and SPC will process the payment. They are not required to change their email. All right. I hope this makes sense. All right. So now let me give you a quick tour of the backend to show you how you can integrate quick email verification with SPC. So it's really simple. Go to SPC settings page. All right, so you can get to it from here. And on the settings page, click on the external integrations tab. There you will see a quick email verification. Just enter your API key that you got from quick email verification. So again, you can go to quick email verification, API settings, generate a new API key if you don't have one. And if you have already generated it, and then click on this send email so it can email you the key, because it will not show you what the key is, but you can get it to email it to you, and then take the API key and insert it in the SPC settings page and click on update. Okay, that's step 1. Step number 2, go to SPC manage checkout page. You can get to it from here, or you can click on checkout, manage checkout, find your checkout page here, click on this edit icon to get to the customizer for the checkout. All right, so here under the customize template tab, you will find email verification. So click on it and set verify email to yes, because by default, email verification is turned off because you do need to enter the API key, and only then you should turn this on. So by default, it's turned off. So once you have entered your API key in SPC settings page, then go ahead and edit your checkout wherever you want email verification to be turned on those checkout pages. Set this to yes, and go ahead and click on save to save the update. So now let me show you the full user experience. And basically here what I have done is I have entered my name and email, and this email is actually not a valid email. The domain is valid, but this email does not exist on that domain. So I expect quick email verification to say this is not a valid email. All right, so I have entered the rest of the fields. Now the cool thing is SPC is going to make a call in the background to quick email verification. So while users are entering the rest of the details, filling out the rest of the fields on the checkout, SPC would have completed the call to quick email verification to check if the email is valid or not. So this way users don't have to wait when they click on the place your order button. All right, so let's go ahead and click on place your order. You can see here it says, sorry, this email is not valid. Please enter a valid email. So now what I'm going to do is enter a valid email. So I have changed the email to a valid email now, and I'm going to go ahead and test it. All right, so purchase was successfully completed because I entered a valid email. Now, sometimes what happens is even if you enter a valid email, when quick email verification tries to verify to see if it's a valid email, the mail server, it takes a long time to respond. So as a result, quick email verification responds back with an unknown response. So what SPC does is it treats unknown as a successful response, and it allows users to proceed. So I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. I hope you found this helpful. Quick email verification is an easy to use tool, and it's specifically designed for email marketers to help you with keeping your email list clean. And other than this, obviously, you want your customers to have a great experience so that when they complete purchase, and if their email was not correct and they don't get their login email, they're going to get frustrated. So this will help you avoid such situations, because when users don't enter right email on the checkout, SPC will let them know right there to correct their email address. This obviously will result in a much better customer experience. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them for you. You're welcome to join my Facebook group, which is at membershipsitelab.com/group. I also have a podcast called Membership Site Lab. In my podcast, I share actionable tips and advice on how to build and grow a successful and profitable membership site. That's it for now. If you have any questions, please let me know. My name is Veena Prashant. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.